What's up, everybody? Welcome to our week 8. If you are here watching and listening live, go ahead, put your name in the comments, say hi. Love to hear from you. If you have any questions as we go throughout this, we'll get to that. So, I want to just reiterate where we are on nutrition. Again, if you're jumping in the show, please say hi, name in the comment section. And we'll keep going. All right. But I want to start off with a little bit of nutrition. And some of it is a recap of what we have already discussed. But I want to get into it. So I've talked to a lot of people and we've seen a lot of bloating from fruits and vegetables come off. People have kind of set in their groove. I've also talked to some people that have kind of given up on the amount of fruit and vegetables because of their time, commitment, when they're able to eat, how it makes them feel super late at night, all those factors, right? And so I just want to talk about how we eat our food and like the order of operations, right? Hey, it's Heidi. Welcome, Heidi. What's going on, girl? Okay, there are a lot of different tools in our toolbox to lose weight. And again, if we're trying to gain weight, gain muscle, then cut, like this is a very different conversation. Okay. And Megan's in the house. What's up, Megan? Um, so, what I want to talk about is weight loss specific or trying to lean up. Okay. A lot of different tools in our toolbox. We got intermittent fasting. Why? Because it restricts calories. That's all it does. It doesn't speed up fat burning or any bullshit like that. It restricts our calories. Okay. It helps us restrict our calories. Okay. It's a tool. It's not something we always want to do because intermittent fasting can also affect your ability to work out. All right. So, for example, everybody knows I turned 40 this weekend, and I have come to a lot of realizations. Tegan's here. Hey, Tegan. Okay. I have come to a lot of realizations of what do I want out of my fitness. Okay. So for the longest time, I tried to prove myself as a CrossFitter, went to competitions, had to get better, lift stronger, go faster, etc. Okay. And then I really wanted an 8-pack, did the things necessary to get that. Boom, done, moving on. Okay. And then, I decided that I wanted to all of a sudden chase Gerald at powerlifting, which seems like a crazy thing. Okay. And I started going after that. And much like everyone here, I started PRing like crazy. And then all of a sudden, that stuff came to a screeching halt. Okay. During that moment, I also decided I wanted to put on some muscle, get a little bit bigger. So I gained 17 pounds over a year. Okay. And what I was realizing is it's really difficult for me to try and get shredded or take off some pounds, increasing my deadlift, bench, and squat while also, living a balanced life in terms of going out, enjoying myself recreationally, as well as being a dad, running a business, and being in charge of everyone else's fitness and nutrition. And all those things were pulling at each other. And they were really, really difficult. So, as I was been inching towards this weekend, okay, I had to take a hard look because I've been waking up feeling like shit, to be honest. Okay. And I'm like, what do I actually want in terms of my fitness and nutrition experience? And I do want to lose a little weight. I want to get back to it. My nutrition coach asked me, like, hey, do you want to go on a bulk and then do like a bodybuilding cut in the spring so we can look super jacked? And I said no, because I know what it takes to to get into a cut from after a bulk. And I don't want to do that. Like, that is too much work. That would mess up my social life. Okay. Not interested in doing that. And so, what I really want to do is be able to shed a few pounds like I've been trying to do for a year while living that balanced life. But that is not congruent with pushing where I am performance goals. It might be for other novice or intermediate lifters, but where I am, it is not congruent with that. So I have to rethink about what I want out of my fitness. All right. And part of that is I want to look good and I want to wake up every day and feel amazing. Okay. So my workouts have to mimic that. Now, also is I don't want to track my food every single day right now. I'm not into that. I actually don't have the ability to do that right now, but I can track it half of the time, which means that the other half of time I have to put tools in place or parameters in order to keep myself in a caloric deficit. So for me, that is intermittent fast, then prioritize protein, watch my fats. If I'm sticking to 2 meals, here's what I need to do. I need to eat, back to what we were talking about at the beginning, my fruits and vegetables first prior to eating highly palatable foods. Okay. Highly palatable foods are foods that are made of carbohydrates and fat. They are designed to make you eat more. Think chips, cookies, Takis. I freaking love those Trader Joe's Takis right now. Okay. Those are going to be more processed foods. Okay. Or highly processed foods rather than minimally processed foods. Because if you've been listening to me talk, all foods are processed. Okay. So the more highly processed food it is, typically speaking, the more highly palatable it is, which it's easier to eat. So a lot of people have issues, okay, when they're not weighing and tracking their foods, that if you eat these highly palatable foods first, and then you add on a bunch of fruit and vegetables after, you might be putting yourself in a caloric surplus, okay? Because your body does not have the ability to recognize satisfaction cues when you are eating those highly palatable foods, all right? Where if you do the inverse and you prioritize your minimally processed foods first, protein, vegetables, some fruit, okay? And then we add on, trickle in a little or sprinkle in a little highly palatable foods at the end, you are less likely to overconsume that because you are eating them at the end. It's just like if you went ahead and ate dessert first at your meal, you're eating your whole meal, okay? Maybe even more because of the sugar spike, all right? If you eat your meal first and then dessert lasts, okay, you might not eat the entire dessert, especially if you start out with like a big salad or you get more vegetable servings, okay, when you go out to eat, whatever it might be, all right? So what I want for people to think is when we leave this challenge, okay, what things can we keep in place? The more fruits and vegetables, the better, all right? I haven't seen anyone suffer from obesity due to overconsumption of fruit and vegetables. That's not what's happening with anyone. Okay. What is happening is people are eating, okay, highly processed foods that are calorically dense. Okay. And then trying to add some other things and having trouble there. So go forth. All right. Post challenge and think, what are the tools that I want to have? You can also hire us for private nutrition coaching after, but what are the tools I want to have? Lean proteins, eat my fruits and vegetables first, sprinkle in some highly palatable foods at the end if I want to. Okay. The other thing is this: more meals does not equal better. Okay. I've heard this advice given out so much. And where does it come from? It comes from the bodybuilding community. Okay. And the bodybuilding community uses 6 meals a day because they're working out in a way to sustain those 6 meals. All right. And they are very precise meals. It's like chicken, rice, broccoli. All right. It's not the foods that you're eating. Okay. So what happens when we start to eat 6 meals a day is you program your body to think that you need 6 meals a day. So when you are trying to lose weight, all right, your body is now accustomed and it's saying, hey, you're hungry. It's time to eat. You're not really hungry. You don't really need to eat, but your body is yelling at you to do so because you have programmed yourself to eat that many meals. So eat less, bigger meals, fruits and vegetables first with the lean protein, fun stuff later. That's the tools we want to use as we go forth. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. So let me get to your questions. Heidi, Megan, Tegan, if any questions pop up, go ahead and throw them in the comment sections. I'm going to get to a couple of our listener questions here. Should you train after a bad night of sleep? All right. So this is a more intricate question than it seems. Okay. And the answer is it depends, right? If our ability to train is only in a specific moment in time, okay, and these are the days we have to train, yes, go train. Okay. Um, Now, how that training might look is a completely different story. There's a lot of times when I say, for example, in today's squat, 5-2-1-1, but if you read the comments, it says work up to a heavy for the day. All right. For the day is relative. Some days it might be really heavy, some days it might not be. It would behoove everyone to listen to your body. Okay. Now, some people are going to naturally use that as an excuse to go easier in the gym. That's on them. I can't help you. Okay. However, a lot of people need or work out enough to where they're in touch with their body to say, I need to back off this day. So, what does training actually do if you have a bad night of sleep and you push yourself too hard? The negative to that would be you're leaving yourself open to injury, whether it's brain fog, you're not as quick to react, your muscles aren't firing in a place that you're used to, so you might put a weight or a load on that you actually can't do. I did this a few weeks ago and compressed my spine a little bit and have been dealing with that ever since. So how do you approach a workout day post poor night of sleep? And that would really be listen to your body, back off, maybe ease into the workout, build up throughout, and see how you do. Okay. The more you do it, the better practiced you will have been at it. And so, really, what it comes down is yeah, train, go work out. Like if that's your time to work out, go work out. If that's your day to work out, go work out. And most of us don't have flexibility because most of us that stacked are busy adults, um, parents, executives, those types of people. And we don't have a lot of flexibility in our calendar. So work out, listen to your body. And realistically, what we just need to do is get enough exercise in throughout the day. Now, if it's performance, this is the other side of the coin, then we might want to trade days. But if you have a habit of poor sleep, then you really don't have an option. So it would be to fix the sleep rather than change the training day, okay, or the training session if we're really chasing performance. Weight loss is a different thing. Looking fit is a different thing, which gets back to the other side of the coin, the first side of the coin, which would be training post sleep. And you say, like, okay, well, my intensity level wasn't as good. Like, again, fitness is for wellness, nutrition is for weight loss. So, if we really control how our body looks via nutrition, okay, fitness is important in terms of building muscle, but it just requires less than what you actually think. Now, are there certain areas where you need to push the envelope in terms of strength training in order to create a stimulus to change your muscles or get toned? Yeah. But that can be done a lot of different ways. We talked about it in class today at 8:30. It could be tempo. It could be reps. It could be changing the positioning of the movement, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be weight and heavy. Whatever it needs to be is exhaust the hell out of your muscles, almost to complete fatigue. And that's how we benefit from there. So I hope that was a rather long winded answer to that question. So, next, When will my body stop feeling like it's made out of lead? All right. This is a great question. So, when we come off this cycle, it should help a lot. I talk about Gerald a lot. Gerald was our inspiration for this cycle and the powerlifting world. And it's fun to do things like this every now and then to push our body and see what we are capable of. And that's basically what we're doing here. Does that mean we will probably wait another year to do something like this? We'll probably do this the same time every year. It's 9 weeks. It's not that big of a deal. I've also given people tools to alternate that. So how does it different? How is it different for people in terms of recovery? Okay. And I explain this. People like Gerald with this powerlifting is he does not feel like you do because his job is to work out all day. All right. And he does not have any other stresses. His kids are grown. So Gerald gets a lot of sleep, um, hangs out in the pool, uh, takes a lot of naps, all those things that has little stress. Okay. So, in order for our body to not feel like lead during something like this or our cycle, we would need to recover more baths, rest, proper nutrition in terms of nutrients and stuff like that to get in, getting some massages every now and then, stretching, mobilizing. Okay. All those things help fight it. But the reality is that during these 9 weeks, we just might feel like lead because we're pushing our body like we had never pushed our body before. Now, when should your body bounce back? Say a week after we're done. Okay, you should feel good. I don't believe it will take long for any of you to bounce back because of how fit you were going into this program. So, hope that is helpful. And then our final question of the day is, what is going to follow this strength training session? We are going to do some tempo work. All right. We've done tempo work in the past. We're going to get back to it here. And it'll go back to our old format: warm up in class, hot start, strength accessory, Metcon, every single day, a little bit more cardio. But I do like to keep some days where we focus a lot on strength, some days more aerobic, and slow aerobic at that. But we're going to do tempo training. And the value of tempo training is actually how it makes your joints feel. It is really good for your joints and tendons. So get ready for that. It will probably make everyone sore in the beginning, but you'll get used to it and you will be better for it at the end. So I hope this was helpful. We got one more week to kind of give everybody a heads up of what it's going to look like. We're going to test our deadlift, squat, and bench in the upcoming week. And then the week after, we will do our row and run, and that should put us before November 9th, because I believe November 9th is 2 Thursdays away from, so not next Thursday, the Thursday after. So we have plenty of time to get that done, vote, and decide a winner. So, all right, we're going to give away package from Melt right now. So we have, the way I'm going to give this drawing is we have 3 people watching the show live. We got Heidi, Megan, and Tegan. 1, 2, 3. Heidi's number 1, Megan's number 2, Tegan's number 3. Okay, and we're going to go to a random number generator. So, incentive for watching the show and participating. I appreciate that. All right, let me share my screen. All right, here is the random number generator. We're going to generate 1 to 3. 1. Oh, that cycled through. Heidi, you win the package from Melt Sauna and Spa. I'll get that to you this week. Congratulations. Hope everyone enjoys. We will be talking soon. See you next Thursday.